Hello everyone, we are the team Recognize AI and this is our demo. So every year $37 billion are lost to unproductive meetings and knowledge just evaporates the moment the call ends. And in every group meeting there's literally no way to track that who contributed to the meeting unless you are all planning on joining from different Zoom accounts. But if everyone is in a single room, in a conference room, in a single video stream, we can't actually track that which employee contributed in that whole room, in that single video field, and how much he contributed, what he told, and what the whole meeting was about. There was no way to graph that, there was no way to store that, to have metrics. So Recognize AI solves that problem. We solve the speaker attribution problem that has been open since 1990s, and it requires a lot of hardware to even start working. But our product works on three systems. Um, so first of all, this is the speaker attribution problem. It requires microphone arrays and stuff. And then there's the issue of memory. So our product also remembers every meeting, so it can have a real-time new knowledge. How it works is like, first we capture the Google Meet. We track the Google Meet people using MediaPipe model frameworks that whenever they open their mouth, their face structure change. We attribute Grok's transcription to those people. That's the pretty short gist of what we made, but the system is pretty complex. So that's where we are allocating labels to people and their whisper transcriptions. Then we have a persistent knowledge graph where we can see the embedded nodes where every node is connecting to each other, and we can also have reports. So let's jump into the demo. So here we have our code running in a doll. Thanks to their credits, we were able to diagnose and verify and even write our entire front end and visualization using their agent. um, so yeah, first we open up Google Meet, just have a new meeting, allow. So here you can see that Recognize.AI is recognizing my face and a bounding box. We can allocate the face value and we can tell, oh, this is this person's name. So as you can see, this person is ticket to whatever I'm saying is only allocated to myself. And this is the transcript that we will be feeding to the context graph, which is right here. So this context graph is a collection of embedded nodes. We made this using Neon 4J, and this represents the topics that we discussed during all the meetings throughout our database. So as you can see, we in our internal testing we discussed a lot of things, and most of the time our usernames were the ones that were associated with it, so it made chunks nodes of our names, and this is how the graph is connected. Here we also have a rag to ask whatever we want to get what individual people or topics contributed to the system. Here we can upload it. So yeah, let me just tell you that. Oh yeah, so this is the transcript that's being fed. Once we end the call, our backend sends this to the Neo4j database. So if we see right here, new thing should be added. So if you write something like who is Jay and how much did he contribute, you will get the entire contribution of who Jay is, what role he has, and what things he has added to meetings so far. So RAG is not the only way to see this. We can also use analytics. So this is something that we made for the HRs and managers so they can track their employee performance more effectively. So here we can see the concepts discussed in the meeting. Here we can see how each of us engaged in the context as quarter flows. This is the number of speakers, the number of meetings, how much edges are connected. Right now we divided our database into 4 parts, so the scores is exactly 25% same contributions. So you can also see that Vedant is the most efficient employee. So yeah, that is our whole product. We did two things in our project, that is recognition and tagging of voice to faces, and then using that labels of people's name to track their individual performance throughout the company and all the meetings, so we can build a company knowledge brain. Thank you so much.